Okay, now I'm going to use my pencil crayons to go in and color in some broad swaths of planting color within the botanical mounds. These central shapes here are sloped lawns. There's a bit of an amphitheater area up here where there could be performances and people could sit here on the bleachers and sloped lawns. And there's a nice border of botanical planting all around the edges. So it's a good time to think about seasonality in this layer. I'm going to draw here in full summer bloom when all of the flowers are colored in as if they're at the height of the bloom. But you should consider what season is important for you to draw in. Is winter the peak month for you, or maybe spring or autumn? Try to draw in two seasonal colors for your plants so you can understand that they have different impacts at different times of the year. So here's another reason we work in layers. If you try to do everything at once on one piece of paper, you're not going to be able to work it out fully because a lot is going to be blocked out by the trees. We can pull apart our design elements to test different planting schemes. We have our planting areas outlined below, and now we can test different planting color schemes over top. Maybe I want to test whether this central mound should actually be planted. If I drew it all out on one piece of paper, I would have to duplicate my drawing every time and draw the same things over and over. But this way I can just throw away one piece of paper and try again without damaging the planting areas outlines below or the tree canopy above. So later we'll scan these in and layer them up in Photoshop. And we could also create an exploded axo by rotating the layers 30 degrees and stacking them on top of each other. So I'm going to start coloring in my swaths of planting with different colors. If I have any specific accents I want to highlight, I can dot those in with a darker color on top of the colors below. These outlines aren't perfect, but they're just to show me where I want the colorful parts of the planting. And this would also be really helpful to determine the location for plants in a formalized planting plan later. I'm just going to outline these lightly with lead, and then we'll move on to another season. I'm going to tape up a new sheet of vellum to keep it in place, matching it up as much as I can so that when I scan this in later, it all lines up nicely. Let me dig out all my green pencil crayons and I'll associate each of these shades with one of the colored shades below. So assuming that plants have different qualities of green when they're not in bloom, I'll just roughly color in over top of my other plant, approximately matching these shades to the planting areas below. This is just to help code out the foliage from a different season. I'm also going to use this light green to draw in my lawn areas in the center. So this will be more of a spring planting plan before everything is in bloom. To give the edges a little definition, I'll outline lightly with lead. And now I'm ready to take all of these layers off the desk and scan them in. In the next video, I'll show you how to combine these in Photoshop.